The easiest thing to do is start off with the butterfly. This stretch helps widen your hips and this will help you turn out in the air. You put the bases of your feet together and try to push down your knees as far to the ground as possible. Here's a time lapse of me completing this. Try to hold it for about 30 seconds. Next, I would work on what is known as the straddle. This will be the position of your leap in the air. This is an important step, so make sure it's perfect before you attempt it in the air. This stretch starts with your legs spread apart as far as you can get them. Be mindful to keep your hips under you and your knees towards the ceiling. To help stretch your hips out, try to reach forward as long as you can until you can't keep your knees to the ceiling any longer. The goal is to get your stomach on the floor. You should feel the stretch in your hips and inner thighs. You can also alternate the stretch on different sides to help with your flexibility on both your right and left. Here are some examples on how not to do it. My legs are totally turned in on that straddle. In this butterfly, my legs are not centered off correctly, so my hip is towards the ceiling and not towards the ground. My knees, again, are turned in. Do not do this because it'll make your knees go inwards in the ceiling. Next, we are moving on to the chasse. The chasse is the movement into the leap. You are starting with your dominant foot and switching while in the air and landing on the opposite foot. Practice this motion over and over until you get it perfectly. Once you have mastered the chasse, you will need to work on the crossover step, which will lead into your Russian. This step may sound more complicated, but all it really is a step after following your chasse preceding you into your Russian. Even though this movement is just a step, it cannot be overlooked or missed because you could end up facing the wrong direction. Just a reminder that you want your crossover to be as large as possible to get as much height in the air as you can. Here's me doing it a few more times to make sure I feel confident about doing this step. At this point, the only thing left to do is add your straddle.